I'm Dick Jennings, and I'm owner and operator of Jennings Builders Supply and Hardware. We started this company in 1984 here in Cashiers, and since then we've added 3 locations, Brevard, Franklin, and Fletcher. We started using Sunbelt in 1998 when we were building our Brevard location. We had done all pole sheds prior to that. As soon as we used them in Brevard, we redid our Cashiers yard using Sunbelt, and then on all the yards that we've done since then, we've used Sunbelt, and that has been a total of 18 years. So in the beginning of time, we utilized pole sheds to store our lumber in, which was extremely inefficient.
The primary reason we got rid of the old pole sheds we had was that lumber could not be stacked in multiple tiers and have access to. Everything had to be set on the ground.
The first time I dealt with Clint, we did feel like we were going out on a limb, going from a pole shed to a T-shed, and the main thing there being the cost, because a T-shed is a hell of a lot more expensive than a pole shed. But I could see all the benefits, especially from labor, going this route, and it's proved itself to be a good move. The difference in our old pole sheds and the new Sunbelt sheds is the fact that we do not have to touch our lumber but once. After the first year of having these, our labor quotient went down 35% in the same year that our sales were up 20%, and that is simply the savings that comes from having your material stacked like this, to where your employees pulling loads can get right to the lumber.
Determining ROI on a building like this is really just from an experience standpoint, in that you know that if you don't protect your material, it just won't last. And if you don't organize it, then you're gonna have to have so many people to do the same job that you could using these type of structures that, I mean, it's really kind of a no-brainer.
You know, one of the benefits of a racking shed is that it can be moved at a later date. You can disassemble the thing, move it somewhere else, either on the same location to open up something new you're wanting to do. If you bought the neighbor, perhaps, and now your property line is not there, you could move it out to the other side, or a completely different location. We did that here for Dick Jennings at his Silva location, built a rack shed, a double aisle rack shed a few years ago, and he shut that facility down completely. So we were able to disassemble that shed, move it to one of his other locations, and erect it there.
I do believe in long-term relationships. As a matter of fact, all of our business is long-term relationships. My business with our vendors is a long-term relationship. That's where you develop loyalty. So I do have a long-term relationship with Clint Darnell and Sunbelt. I know that I can call him and get an honest bid and get a good job when I contact him. Working with Sunbelt and Clint Darnell and his crew has always been a pleasure. They do what they say they're going to do, and we will never use anybody else.